When it comes to corruption allegations, Malaysia's Prime Minister is in a class of his own. Hundreds of millions of dollars from a sovereign wealth fund which he chaired were discovered to have found their way into his personal bank account. He's denied wrongdoing, but is fighting for his political life.
Prime Minister, you look happy. Can I ask you, sir, why you haven't resigned over personal involvement in a corruption scandal of global proportions, sir? Are you going to resign, Prime Minister? I'm from Channel 4 News in the UK. Is the news conference?
This is your country?
No, I'm a journalist. Okay. Am I able to attend the news conference, please? The news conference is for journalists. We're not able to attend the news conference.
Prime Minister Najib Razak's ruling coalition has just won a landslide victory in the Sarawak state election.
Are you asking me to leave?
Malaysian journalists who turned up for the event instead follow us, filming the fracas. Repressive media laws have prevented them from reporting the scandal in detail and digging.
The Prime Minister wants to use this election result to polish his credentials, which have been shot through from his involvement, his personal involvement in a massive corruption scandal of these global proportions. But he has not responded at all to these demands from many Malaysians who want to see him go.
Because a foreign correspondence caused a scene, Malaysian reporters relish the chance to cover it.
I think Malaysians want to know answers to the question that I just asked your Prime Minister.
What question you asked just now?
The question
So as the Prime Minister waits for the journalists inside, they're all outside questioning me.
I know from many Malaysian friends and journalists that the answers that he's given are deemed inadequate, and many people want to know more detail.
The 681 million US dollars discovered in Najib Razak's private bank account allegedly came from a Malaysian national investment fund that he'd set up. A paper trail appears to support this allegation, but the Prime Minister claims the money was a donation from a Saudi prince. It later emerged that the total amount in Najib's personal account was actually more than $1 billion US dollars. He officially earns less than 100,000 a year. 3 months ago, Najib Razak's hand-picked Attorney General shut down the anti-corruption agency investigation and absolved his boss. I'm satisfied that no criminal offence has been committed, he said. But over the months, protests in Malaysia against Najib's alleged corruption had gathered force under the banner of the anti-corruption movement Bersih, which means clean. They demanded Najib's resignation. Abroad, the scandals triggered investigations in 9 countries, including, we understand, Britain, over allegations of money laundering and embezzlement. Election day in Sarawak, and we're on the road with Bersih, the anti-corruption group. Lena Hendry's monitoring voting in a big rural constituency. In the week she's been here, she claims to have seen envelopes stuffed with cash, allegedly to secure votes for Prime Minister Najib Razak's ruling coalition. In response to accusations that they were carpet bombing Sarawak with largesse, a coalition official said there was no such thing as vote buying, that they just wanted to show their appreciation to voters. What is it that makes the ruling party of Malaysia want to win this state so much, and Najib Razak, the Prime Minister in particular?
Sarawak is a very important state in the whole of Malaysia because it carries a lot of votes, and our Prime Minister has a very, very shaky situation at the moment with a lot of allegations on him, and by winning these elections in a very big margin would actually help bring back some of his image.
In Malaysia, they talk about macro corruption and micro corruption. In this tiny village I'm in now, a voter has just come and shown me this envelope, which was given out to all voters by the village headman last night. And if you look inside, you can see a $50 note peeking out. Thank you for your vote, he was told.
If Najib wins here, it doesn't mean that the people of Sarawak are in support of him. It doesn't mean that they have forgiven him. It just means that their dirty tactics, especially during elections, have worked again.
Najib Razak's coalition has repeatedly denied employing dirty tactics. The Sarawak state capital has a strange name, Kuching. In Malay, it just means cat. It should be renamed Kerching. For today, it's a city of fat cats, enriched by the pillage of Sarawak's timber. This is a land where money grows on trees. Clear felling of the forests has turned once crystal clear rivers coffee brown. It's the day after Najib Razak's ruling coalition bulldozed its way back into power in Sarawak, demolishing the opposition, as expected. We're way upriver, and I'm with a Dayak tribal land rights activist who's told me the villagers of Kampung Mentu Tepe have something to show me. They want to take me to their ancestral forests, tribal reserve land as it's called. Primary jungle in which generations of villagers have hunted and harvested the fruits of the forest. When we talk of the law of the jungle, we mean chaos and anarchy. But up here, the law of the jungle means respecting tribal rights to these forests. This jungle belongs to these people.
We have to cross the stream. There's a crocodile here.
But these people hadn't told me that to reach the reserve land, we'd have to cross a rain-swollen, crocodile-infested river in the middle of a thunderstorm.
Maybe he see it raining, but come down.
Okay, what you didn't tell me is that we would be swimming across. I really thought you had a boat.
After 2 hours, we arrive at the jungle reserve land of the Badayu Dayak tribe. Except, it turns out, their forests all gone.
So that area just there is the Badayu traditional graveyard, and this whole area here, huge hectareage of their tribal land in the jungle, was clear felled without their permission 4 months ago. And this is Bati, one of the elders here. But Bati, berapa hektar sudah potong di sini ya?
37.
I asked how much jungle had been felled. 37 hectares, he said. Felled for the timber, and now it's going to be planted out with oil palm.
Rasa dalam hati saya,
In my heart, I feel very angry and sad at the same time. Our land has been stolen and bulldozed. How are we going to feed our children, he asked.
And who's selling this land to the companies to come and do this?
Now, actually, the government are the one, okay?
The state government?
The state government, yeah, because they are the one who has the power, especially the ministers. They are the one who has the power to give away the land. Most of the villagers, they don't know. Oh, they thought that only us, so we cannot fight. But they never know that the next village, and the other village are also facing the same problem.
There are currently more than 400 such land grab cases in the Sarawak courts. Trying to make sense of all this is as hard for Bati and his villagers as it is for those trying to join the dots between corruption at the top of the tree and the villagers' trees have been felled by those who scorn the law of the jungle.